budget, what the city's gone through in the past 2 years, what's been cut out? Cut out administrative positions, cut out clerical positions, cut out positions in the public works department. You cut and you cut and you cut. As a result, there's been some minor diminishment in services. But you know, the city manager says the increases next year from the pensions and insurance and so on are something in the order of over $900,000. Proposed levy is only a little over $800,000. So there's still going to be a shortfall there somewhere that's going to have to be made up. And I assume that's going to be more squeezing on expenses within the city government. But I guess my question is, if there is not an increase of at least the amount of the property tax levy, what positions, what services is this community willing to go without? Are we willing to lay off half a dozen police officers to balance the budget? Well, if not there because, oh, police is a sensitive area, you don't want to deal with that. Well, how about building and neighborhood services inspectors? You want to lay off the people who inspect houses? Well, you don't want to go there because it's important that we have good housing in the community for our residents and for the students who are here. So that's not a place you can cut. You can think about cutting the fire department, but you got 2 fire stations, you need to staff them 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. And if you don't have the number of people there to do it that we have now, the only other way you're going to cover it is pay overtime, and that's going to cost you more. You can cut in the street department. Well, we already eliminated most of the street sweeping we do, and some other stuff that we do. So we're going to cut down on the amount of ditches we clean, and then worry about people complaining about the water backing up into their yards. I mean, where are we going to cut? And that's part of the discussion that I never hear. And I understand why. Because at this point, you don't want people saying, you don't want employees to hear, oh, well, it's my position that's going to be gone in 3 months, so might as well mess around here for a while. Not that our employees would do that, but it's part of the conversation that I think the public has to understand. Okay? It's not like there's a bunch of fat here or something, or unnecessary positions or something. What we're talking about is getting down to core city staff and core city services. And if we're, as a community,